For the screen transition end or exit, we're just going to use the enter one to start with. So we'll right click on the enter option. We'll say copy properties. Left click on the exit transition, go down to paste properties. Once it's pasted the properties, let's go up to our title description. We'll say we're just going to replace enter with exit. Since we're keeping in the game, we'll just leave it right here. Just kind of looking through this part. Alright, colliders are off. If you wanted a trigger state to happen, remember you can choose the trigger settings and tile animations and audio effects for it. This is going to be something that's enabled though when the level manager or the goal is done. It'll be setting an option connected to this guy to say now start the transition screen. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go down to our options here. We have the transition image on there. I'm going to say that I don't want to use, in terms of using this, we're going to turn off the show texture image. So we'll have the image on the initial one. You may not want to keep it there. It's just more of an example to show you the image working within it. The direction, we want the direction for the gradient type to go from black, from white to black, so clear to black. So we'll actually do it this way. Alright, and then you can say start pause for button, just so that if you wanted it to have to wait for a moment, then you could click on it. Alright, the transition settings are going to be inside of here. There's a start delay, and then there's going to be a start time. We're going to set the start transition end. Let's go ahead and set that up just a little bit. Let's see, we'll do delay between transitions, delay in transition. We'll say 10 on this one. Alright, if you want it to stay on at the end, then you can say yes. And this is something that if it gets all the way to the end state and there's more time being, like the level isn't actually going to load for another second or two, then say stay on at end. So we know that our level for the goal or the manager, it could be, I think it's set for 2 to 3 seconds. So we'll have that one on there. Alright, so that should do us for that part of it. If time duration had to be increased for the transition, you could do that. It's going to take 1 second to transition on that fade. Last part, we have our transition color. Remember, if you actually want to see the difference between the screens loading, change each one to a different color so you can visually you become aware of when each one starts and stops. And then inside the build a game, be sure you're testing and seeing it there. Alright, and then on the load screens, if you want to show both the image loading icon, that it's going to be the default one is going to be the block that shows. You can set that there. You can also say to show the loading percentage text that can show. Alright, so we'll turn off the blocks for this one. We'll just say we just want the percentage. And then the fade in out, you can do that one if you want to see it fade in and out for it's just the default fades for it. And well, actually, we don't need this one for it. Alright, background color, again, we'll just go ahead and go with the black for this one. Load screen, start screen. If this is used for the load screen carryover, so it goes to the end state and then to the load screen for the next one, you can say load screen text, and we could say loading. And we could keep it generic just so that we can see it. The background is black, so we'll leave the font white. This one will say starting. And then you'll just be able to know at which point you're going from one to the other. Alright, so there we go. That'll set us up for our screen transition for the exit state.